Hi everyone, and welcome to our Week 8 video for HIST 701, where we were tasked with reflecting on the readings of George Marsden's The Outrageous Ideas of Christian Scholarship. This is a reading that came up throughout our course. We had a reading on it in just about every single week of this course. We also had just about a test question every week on this reading. Now, in the readings, George Marsden is arguing that Christian faith can and should influence our academics. He also argues that universities that many people view as secular universities, that I myself, before these readings, viewed as have always been as secular universities, have not always been that way. And he really emphasizes the universities of Harvard and Yale. And George Marsden argues and reiterates that these universities have not always been secular. Both of these universities were founded with Christian foundations, and they didn't really become a secularist university with a secularist view until after the Enlightenment period. There were many protests that took place across the country trying to push for a more secular worldview, and these universities gave in, forgetting their roots. Now, Marsden argues that our Christian faith and the Christian worldview is not something that should be dismissed in academics. And many times today, it is very quickly dismissed as soon as you start to bring up Christianity or Christian faith or really anything to do with religion when you're discussing anything to do with academics. Many people are very quick to dismiss that worldview, and Marsden argues that that's not something that should happen. And Marsden is not saying that we should allow our Christian worldview to become a bias when we're doing our work. He says that we should allow it to enrich and enlighten and really bring up points that the secularist worldview oftentimes leaves out or falls short in. Marsden encourages us with our Christian worldviews to not avoid working with people with secularist worldviews. He actually encourages us to seek them out and to have these interactions with them and to work with them to have the collaboration. Because the collaboration between the two, someone with a secularist worldview and someone with a Christian worldview, has the ability to paint an entire picture. Now, Marsden expresses that faith and reason do not have to be separated. Many times people often say, well, you have a Christian worldview, you don't have the ability to just be able to reason because you're always going to go back to the Bible. You're always going to go back to God's Word. And Marsden is arguing that those don't have to be separate, and they shouldn't be separate. They actually enhance each other. The Lord said that He is the truth, and that is something that I believe wholeheartedly. Marsden does an excellent job of pointing that out, reiterating that, and really drawing attention to the fact that the Christian worldview is not something that has always been absent from higher education. It's not something that is just now trying to be put back in. It's something that was there from the start and has constantly been trying to be kicked out. Fortunately, we attend a university, Liberty University, that really respects and emphasizes and is a champion for the Christian worldview. And I'm very appreciative of that, and I'm very appreciative of the readings that we had to do by George Marsden over the course of this class. Now, Marsden does highlight that academic freedom should not just be for people with secular perspectives. He says this should also extend to people that wish to integrate their Christian faith. Because if you are not allowing both groups to get in, if you're not allowing both worldviews to make their way in, then do you truly have academic freedom? Thank you. I've enjoyed this semester with everybody, and I look forward to seeing and working with all of you again in the future.